Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 2nd of November. So let's start off looking at the news events that may create some volatility today. Well, we've already had the Aussie cash rate. There was actually an unexpected press conference which came out there at 5 a.m. or happened at 5 a.m. It actually happened at 5 a.m. So unexpected, and it's a very dovish statement overall. It's sort of eased back on the sort of more hawkish rhetoric that was expected. It's gone quite dovish, and it seems this protectionism almost on the currency getting too strong potentially. I don't know, but either way. The Aussie dollars we'll have a look at the effect on that Aussie dollar in a short while. We've got this morning nothing more now. That's it today. Actually, next thing I'm looking at 8 p.m. It's this evening. We've got the financial stability report, employment change in New Zealand dollar. So that's at 8 and 9:45. So the day is clear in terms of fundamental data. So we're left there to the technicals, and let's get looking at those. So the euro dollar, I wasn't surprised at the bounce we saw there yesterday. I was holding a short, which eventually I did close off before it recovered most of that, so I was quite happy. It was a day trade, so from Thursday night, Friday, turned into a weekend swing, but I did close out of that yesterday. I am thinking that this could bounce more. Trouble with the pattern at the moment, just look at it, which direction is it really going in? The trend has largely been down, but when you start looking at this sort of smaller period, it's quite difficult to even most people are just guessing. There's some hints at the lower time frames. Here was the higher low, which put me off holding my short any longer. That came through. It's put in another higher low just recently. I think it could become quite rangy, and I do wonder if it will continue being rangy or just continue to the upside is the question, I suppose. But at the moment it's putting higher lows in. As I said, you see them clear on this hourly, and maybe short-term trades could be had from that. And look, I was looking yesterday, as you can see from my trend line here, I was looking to see if we've got any breakdown after it hit the monthly pivot, but no, it's just continued onwards. So at the moment I'm erring on the bullish side in the short term, but I think the bigger picture says it all. It's still say bigger picture down here, there we go, it's still quite bearish, but there we go, big bounce, and maybe more to come. Whether it's just a dead cat bounce, we'll see. Right, the pound, if in doubt, stay out is the old rhyme. Right, so the pound then, pounds, I'm just coming back to the weeklies here, still looking soft. Overall picture, lower highs in there from last week, and it didn't get in the bounce yesterday, just got a continuation. Whoops, we just saw this was sort of moving on. I should imagine it's got some RSI divergence. There you go, some RSI divergence. There we've got the weekly pivot still looking above us. It's right into its monthly pivot. Is it going to find support off this? Just looking quite slow, but if we see the euro pushing up, maybe the pound will follow suit. In other words, if the dollar starts weakening, we'll see something happen. We've seen the yields coming off. I should have mentioned that earlier. The yields have been coming off on the bonds, which has seen a weaker dollar and certainly a stronger yen. At the moment here then on the pound, it's still pretty bearish. I'm wondering whether this sort of what we're seeing here, we will see more of a retracement, more bounce, but a break of the lows here really does become bearish. So below 136, 136.39, it really becomes bearish. But as much as it's all downward bound at the moment, it looks like it could find some support where it is, or more support where it is. Okay, the yen. Okay, so the yen, we've seen some strength coming in yesterday. It pushed on through its trend line there, went quite quickly in the end. Went on the Sunday evening really and pushed up there, only for us to see it starting to strengthen through the day there, and it just it's got a small bounce, and it's gone all the way through here. Pretty untradeable from where it is in terms of a day trade, and quite a mess. So I say quite a mess. A similar mess here. Lower highs coming in, maybe more downside, but on a very weak currency. My preference really is to wait until I see an opportunity to get long on it. So I'll leave that. Aussie dollar obviously affected by the news. Yesterday was doing quite well, bouncing there, but sold off on the news this morning, and the more dovish sort of stance that's been taken, and you really see quite a big strong sell-off on the news initially, and with the news and announcements. Right, okay, press conference, that's what I was looking for. So looking soft at the moment. I'm just looking to see if this bounces back at some stage. I'm still okay, it's got lower highs in the 4 hourlies. Overall I'm a bit more bullish, but I may have to wait a couple of days for that to look more positive. Canadian dollar's not really going anywhere at all. It's another one of these markets. It's just very difficult to really work out which direction it really wants to go in. It's been pushing through there, just directionless at the moment, leaving us with a little in the way of clues, to be fair. New Zealand dollar, again a consolidation at the tops here. It's been one of the stronger pairings, but only on the basis it's not really moved too much against a lot of the pairs. It's just, again, just you look at it on a 4 hourly point of view, it's range bound between the lows here at 71.30 and 72.16. So another currency pair not giving us a lot of clues. Some of the cross pairs may be shaping up a little bit better. Euro yen has been selling off, but even this is consolidated. The euro just holding the yen a little bit more, but overall the picture was looking at one stage like it was just going to continue dropping and dropping. We do have the monthly pivot below. Maybe we'll get a continuation on this, the strength coming into the yen today, and we could see the this rolling through there. I was looking at a number of the yen pairs yesterday. Had them on my little watch list. We saw some pitches up breaking the sort of previous trend lines, and so, but they've just not been. I was waiting for the weekly pivot to be hit, signed off effectively, and see if we got a bounce off that, but nothing to be had. So I think it's thin pickings at the moment on currencies. So just got to be patient. Look through. I'm going to look through these a bit more this morning and see if there's any other cross pairs to be choosing to trade. But for now, it's still thin. Still holding a short on the Euro CAD, which have been holding since the 6th of October. But look at it trading on the 4 hourly. It is ugly as sin. I mean, yesterday it was rolling off nicely. Looked like it's going to push off, but on the bigger picture, there we go. It's just. Maybe it's trying to put a bottom in here. There's certainly some divergence sitting across the lows here on the MACD. Probably on the RSI. There you go, on the RSI MACD there's divergences. Maybe we've got more of a bounce to come here. Okay, so currencies difficult to spot the good ones. Commodities, gold, well, gold all over the shop, breaking down on Friday, bouncing again yesterday. I think we're going to be seeing some volatility come the Fed meeting tomorrow on this as well, so going to be a difficult one. Traders, position trading or swing trading on this, it's as I say, difficult one even with a swing at the moment, because of the swings back and forth. They're quite wide. You need very large stops. It's erring on that upside at the moment. With all the inflation going on, it's generally pushed up, but at a certain point when the inflation's sort of been happening and interest rates start increasing, maybe we'll see the opposite start happening with gold. But for now, erring to the upside for sure still. Right, oil. Waiting patiently. Well, I was going to be waiting patiently yesterday for the move on oil, and it just went so early. Breaks my rules when it pushes through. It pushed through on the 8 o'clock candle. You can see the trend line. I think I left it on there. There we go. Trend line was sitting there, just went far too early for me. Broke at 8 o'clock and off it went. Why do I have such a rule? Well, generally the more you get more liquidity through post 2 o'clock when the US markets are open for the world, Western Texas, but it just, as I say, just went with the others, and off it went. Anyway, we've got OPEC meetings this week. It may just spoil things a little bit, change things a little bit. Me thinks they're going to be quite clever in their the way they speak, even if they do talk about pumping more oil. Right, let's have a look at the other markets. All these markets, and there's not a lot that I want to be in, or anything really much I want to be in that I'm not in. Bitcoin. Firstly, well, yesterday ended up another down day, not really going too far at all. Consolidation. The more consolidation we get around this height at these levels, the more potential it has for another surge up. Maybe we've got some more retracements, a bit deeper retracement to happen, but for now, as I say, consolidation, but maybe just holding out for the next shove. Ethereum just working its way a little bit better. Yesterday ended up with the up day, and well, today pushing up already, so certainly becoming a bit more favoured there. I think there was, I can't remember which bank it was now that was talking, or one of the bankers talking positively about Ethereum. Anyway, certainly maybe helping its case. Ripple still was court cases sitting around, etc. The litigation doesn't help things either way here, and it's just sitting there again, totally consolidated. At some stage a break up here will get us running, but for now it's a patience game there. Right, that's that. Let's have a look at the indices. Start off looking across. Okay, so we finally getting a bit of a breakdown on the CSI 300 as expected. I mean, it's been coming down, little breakdown. It's closing really. Let's just pull this across a little bit more, maybe pop it here. It's closed above the trend. My preference would always be to be seeing it closing below the trend line. But to me, still looking weak there, and I think we've got more downside to come. The Nikkei, well, gapped up yesterday, ended up positive, but it's gapped down, and the game get weirdly we get a green bar, although it's down on the previous day, but up on the day itself at the moment. But within range, not really going too far. 804, yep, the FTSE's open, and the FTSE's immediately, well, it's got a bit of a divergence. If it was an RSI, you'd see a divergence across the highs there. It's coming off, but having made near-term highs. New near-term highs, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, pushed up there, pulling off at the stage, looking a little bit softer this morning. I'm probably seeing that through many of these markets. The DAX, if we can click on the DAX, would be good. It's just, well, coming off a little bit this morning. It's not really going too far at all, actually. There's no real gaps or anything by the looks of things. The just clicked on the wrong one. And the CAC, well, the CAC's been outperforming. It has double topped yesterday, and well, didn't really manage to do too much beyond that. It has a slightly higher close relative to the previous, but well, it's been running quite well. S&Ps, again, well, the new all-time highs were made first thing in the morning yesterday. Didn't really do too much. I mean, it's just seeing this consolidation, which I would expect sitting around the Fed decision coming out tomorrow. Likewise, Nasdaq there, just consolidation yesterday. Didn't really do too much more, and hardly anything happening. And the Dow Jones there, similar picture. So still got potential. I mean, they're sitting at their all-time highs, or around their all-time highs on all these markets. Still got potential to shove up further. I think the wording, etc., of the Fed meeting tomorrow may be the key point here in terms of where these markets go in the short term and mid-term. I mean, we've had quite a rally over the last couple of weeks on these markets. They've recovered pretty well, but is there a long-term picture there for them? Obviously, is a question. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wish you, on that thought, I'll leave you with. I'm going to wish you a great day. And I'll be back in the morning. Take care. Bye for now.